everyone, I'm Darryl Nash. Welcome to Winchester Community Television's Winchester Fire Department, a video trilogy. Glad you're able to be with us. I've got some special guests with me, and tonight we're going to take a look at the 3 feature videos that have been produced in the last few years dealing with the Winchester Fire Department. We started with their new ladder truck. We went on to the high school mock accident, and we've just completed our last feature, the ice rescue. And joining me on the set right now, right next to me here, producer Tim MacArthur, been working behind the scenes in all these videos, and Captain John Nash. He's been in the thick of things with the Winchester Fire Department in front of the cameras. Now, the first thing we're going to watch tonight is the ladder truck feature. We did that well over a year ago, I believe. And what we did was, well, actually, Tim, let me ask you, where did the idea for this video come from?
Well, the town, as we know, purchased a new ladder truck to replace a very old one. And Captain Nash called you and asked to put together kind of a promotional video. This is what our new truck is. This is what it can do. And the idea took off, and we ended up doing a mock fire over at the Chronics building.
Right, and what it actually turned into was a very well-received video that was shown on TV 19 on numerous occasions. It was submitted to the Hometown Video Festival, which is a national competition, and it was actually shown on television during the break at town meetings. So a lot of people had the opportunity to see it. Now, John, let me ask you, how did the firemen react to being taped while on duty?
Well, Darryl, actually it was pretty natural for them. Firefighters here in Winchester train very much like you make videos. We start off in the classroom and, in effect, make a script for ourselves and decide what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And then we move that out into the training ground and we actually perform the tasks. And much like making the video, in our normal training, we perform these tasks over and over again until they're done in a manner that's acceptable. And the only difference between the way we normally train and making the video is we really have to make some changes for the camera.
All right, let's take a look now at that video. We'll see how it came out. It has a little artistic feel to it, and when we come back after that, we'll tell you why. So here, take a look.
375 Charlie 9 Paul. 9 Paul, I was by reporting what he believed to be an outside fire in the alley, your location. H1 on channel 2, portable to fire. 12, false call. 712, 1806. Bravo base, the other Bravo 900. Okay, we up that.
Attention engine 1, engine 3, ladder 1 and A5.
Respond to a building fire at the corner of Van Hagen Street and Baltari Road.
how a ladder company works at a fire scene. And hope you'll stop by our station and take a look at the new equipment. And remember, make sure your homes have smoke detectors and make sure they operate properly. Good night now.
All right, the new ladder company, a feature on our first video with the Winchester Fire Department. Now, Tim, very quickly, interesting side note, artistic feel in that video, a little black and white, not by design.
No, actually what happens with the high-8 cameras that we use, they're portable, much like your home camcorders. And unfortunately they don't react to cold weather too well, and it decided to switch into black and white. And so one of our cameras worked in black and white and the other in color, so.
But you'd never know it when you watch the when you watch the video. It's like it was meant to be that way. And were we not to do this special here tonight, we'd have never told you, and you would have thought it was our artistic expression. We're going to look right now at the mock accident done at Winchester High School last May 1996. It again, another well-received video, and took a lot of time and effort to prepare. The Council on Youth involved in putting the actual accident, the mock accident, together. The TV-19 crews were there and subsequently put together the mock accident video, which has been used at Winchester High School on their Substance Abuse Awareness Day. They'll be using it in the future for any needs that they have, and it's been shown on more than numerous occasions on Winchester Community Television. Let me ask John, how realistic was this mock accident? Is this really what happens in an accident scene?
Well, of course, in a real accident, the situation is much more confusing. Crowd control is very difficult. There seems never to be enough staff on hand to complete all the tasks you need to, and there's much more attention paid to the actual victims within the cars involved. For the video, some of the scenes were very realistic, and while others, because of the nature of the video, had to be a little bit different. But it was a pretty good representation of what it is like to be at an accident scene.
A large difference between the initial ladder truck video and the mock accident is that the mock accident was done in what we call real time. Tim, can you tell us a little bit about what real time is and how maybe the shoot was a little more difficult because of that?
Well, with the real time, what it means is what's happening is what you get. We have the cameras running, and that's all we have. We can't go back and we can't correct anything during that accident. With the original video, we could go back, change the shots a little bit because we had the leisure of having this all controlled. This, we had an audience and 4 cameras running to catch all the action to make sure we didn't miss anything.
So in other words, there's really no start and stop. It's just straight through, and if you miss a shot, it's gone forever.
Exactly.
Was it more difficult doing that? A little more difficult to pick up some of the shots?
It was, because we had to worry. We also had to worry about where the other camera people were. Otherwise, we're gonna have a camera person in the middle of an extrication, and that's gonna look very unrealistic. So it was difficult to stay out of each other's shots and just to make sure we caught everything.
All right, here is what came of the mock accident held at Winchester High School. Let's take a look.
Engine 1, ladder 1, and A5, a response from motor vehicle accident with entrapment.
have a serious accident here, multiple injuries.
E5's on arrival. Two-car motor vehicle accident. Dispatch one additional ambulance, please. Engine 1's on arrival. What are they doing? Is she okay? Fire alarm has two motor vehicle accident. You have one additional ambulance responding. Also, ALS responding from Arlington. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand these rights? Walk in a straight line. Touch your nose for me. Touch your nose for me. Now follow my pen. I am placing you under arrest. Under arrest. I'm placing you under arrest.
Back hurt? You lose consciousness at all?
E5 to fire alarm. Fire alarm. Can you notify the Winchester Hospital? We're on our way with two patients, one male, one female, involved in a motor vehicle accident.
We were at a party before the prom.
Just sit tight. Keep your arms in your lap now, all right? Keep your arms in your lap. We're going to help you, all right?
That was the mock accident taped in May 1996. It was seen in the fall and continues to be seen on Winchester Community Television as well as through the Winchester school system. And Tim, there is a future for this video in the near future. Tell us about it.
It's being submitted to the Hometown Video Awards, which we mentioned for the ladder truck video. Hopefully, we have it submitted in two categories. One is documentary on public awareness. The other is an informational type documentary. And so hopefully we'll have a ruling on it. I think June is the date.
All right. Let's take a look now at a more serious segment, is exactly how we've done some of the shots that we've seen in our videos. As you know, we include some signature shots that take a lot of effort and a lot of timing and a lot of preparation, and some things that the videos are well known for, and this is how we put them together.
If these fire department videos seem complicated, it's for a good reason. Planning any of these features can take up to a month before an actual shoot takes place. For instance, the early planning stages of the ice rescue began immediately following the mock drunk driving accident. Once the idea originated, the wait began for our main ingredients, cold and ice. When that time finally came, all plans were spelled out on paper. We chose one day to spend with the fire department, one day to shoot almost the entire video. First on the agenda, what we call exteriors, that is, all the simple shots having to do with the fire station or the apparatus. And atop that list, the hoisting of a cameraman into the department's bucket truck. Producer Daryl Nash got the call for the high-rise angle, a direct view from the parking lot off Converse Place. This was one of our creative angles for the ice rescue video. Each of the three fire department productions has included its own respective signature shots. For example, the ladder truck feature included this angle from the rear of the truck. It consisted of a camera and a tripod mounted on the truck as it drove from the station. The mock accident is known for what we call the runover. The shot is aptly named because this is exactly what happened. After careful estimations of clearance, the camera was placed in the middle of the road and the trucks rolled over. In case you missed it, here's how it looked. Back to the latest feature. The ice was well frozen on the day of our shoot, and therefore we had to carve our own hole in the ice, with the help of some very handy equipment from the fire station. When the time came to create the actual rescue sequence, the trucks headed to the town reservoir and began shooting. While they're out of the station, the firefighters remain on call, and timing is of the essence. If the dispatcher were to call, our production would be over. Immediately we broke into action, taping the event as it happened, and stopping occasionally to set up shots and change camera angles. Fortunately, we were able to play our script to perfection, sometimes adding shots along the way. Here's producer Tim MacArthur, working with fireman John Sarabian to subsequently create this eye-level shot. When the time came for the close-ups of the victim, a young stand-in took his spot on the stretcher, despite the fact that he never felt a drop of water. The afternoon ended abruptly, thanks to a faulty boiler on Manchester Road. That call sent the Winchester Fire Department into action, this time for real. We went into the action as well, following the ambulance with this shot, created by simply attaching a camera to the roof of the car. That's a glimpse at how these videos came together. Time now to see the result of all this effort.
All right, a look right there at how we put together the trilogy of the Winchester Fire Department. You saw some shots there of the ice rescue. That's our next feature. It's our newest feature, has yet to be seen on Winchester Community Television. It will be seen this evening. And John, let me ask you about some of the things we're going to see in this ice video, this ice rescue. A lot of toys, as we said, that you have out on the ice that you get to play with out there.
Well, here at the Winchester Fire Department, we do have a full arsenal of equipment that we use to accomplish ice rescues. We have dry suits, which allow firefighters to quickly don their suit while their clothes are underneath them and save time in that manner. And they do that while they're responding. We also have an ice sled that allows the firefighters to go onto the ice with the sled without falling through and be able to get all the way to the victim. We also have a life gun that'll fire a light line out past the rescue scene. They can grab and pull equipment out to them. It's very rare that we would use all of these pieces of equipment at one rescue, but for the purpose of the video, we did use pretty much all of our equipment except for the boat.
All right, Tim, let me ask you, one full day with the fire department, as we just saw that we spent for this video. Can you kind of give us an idea of the agenda of this video, how it moved along, was it difficult to put together because it was an all-day affair?
I think actually the all-day affair was a lot easier than the previous ones we'd done. It was more time-consuming. We started, I believe, at 9 in the morning and didn't end until about 5 o'clock in the evening. We spent the whole morning putting together the exterior shots, all the preparation like response shots, had lunch, and then we went out to do the actual rescue. And so it was a time-consuming affair, but it was a good day.
All right, being seen for the first time, the ice rescue, the third installment in the trilogy with the Winchester Fire Department.
Attention engine 1, ladder 1, 85, responding for a shell falling from the ice at the North Reservoir adjacent to Albin Street. Engine 1, ladder 1, 85, respond for a child falling through the ice at the North Reservoir adjacent to Albin Street.
K5's up. A5 to C400. It appears we have one victim in the water.
Nash. You can set up right in the back of the ambulance. They're bringing them up now.
All right, we want to thank you for being with us with our look back at the Winchester Fire Department video trilogy. I'm Darryl Nash. I'd like to thank my guest, Tim MacArthur, my co-producer, and Captain John Nash. I call him my brother. I'd like to thank you once again and keep an eye out for our future endeavors with the Winchester Fire Department. I know we'll be back in the fire station, and I hope you'll be here to watch what we have in store for you. Thanks very much again, and good night.